So I've failed as an entrepreneur, like a lot. In this video, I'm going over 8 businesses that I've started and subsequently failed at.
Denied.
You guys might see my channel now and think, oh, that guy's doing well, like he's got his life together. Well, it hasn't always been that way, and I'm definitely not the best entrepreneur, not even close. So since I want to help you guys start your own businesses, I thought it might be interesting to go over my failures, why they failed, and then also give you the lessons that I learned. This way I can hopefully save you guys some time and some money. But most importantly, you guys, I want to show you that failure is okay. It's simply part of the journey for any entrepreneur. So with that in mind, let's get started. The first failed business that I'm going to talk about is Charge Athletics. And this is the one that really gave me a lot of heartbreak because I poured my soul into this company. Charge was my athleisure clothing company. And at the time I was super into fitness. I mean, I've been into fitness my whole life. And I thought, hey, why not start a clothing brand? I've been modeling for many years. I've started seeing the behind the scenes of some of these companies. And it seemed like a very interesting business to start. This was my first real company. The first time I've invested thousands and thousands of dollars into a company and dedicated a significant portion of my life. My intention was to create a premium athleisure clothing company, sort of like Lululemon. So let's get into how I lost about $20,000 on this business. You guys, I spent so much time making the website, making sure it was perfect, finding the supplier for the clothes, working on the designs, all that stuff. But what I lacked was I lacked the marketing knowledge and I lacked the ability to get the name of the brand out there. The biggest reason why this brand failed was because of marketing. I just simply did not focus enough time, energy, or money on marketing. I toured different factories in China. I made sure that the clothes were well made, the designs were good, but really the product does not matter as much as the marketing, as crazy as that seems. You can literally have the best product in the world, but if no one knows about it, if there's no marketing done, then you're simply not going to get any sales, and any business that does not have revenue is likely unsustainable. And yeah, that's what happened with Charge. You know, I just didn't have enough sales coming in to justify all the costs, and as a result, that company just did not do well. I was just way too frugal to spend any money on marketing. I didn't think that I would get a good return on investment. But the thing is, you guys, if you are smart with your marketing, if you know how to do influencer marketing, if you know how to do Facebook ads, if you know how to host events and promotions, any dollar you spent into that stuff is going to generate more money for you. You just need to first be able to risk that marketing money and just trust the process of marketing. Marketing always works if you have a solid product. And guys, another big thing I learned with this company is to start small. You guys, you don't need to order 500 units of a shirt, 500 units of a tank top, especially for your first order. You want to start small, maybe 50 units at a time, and just make sure that the demand is there. What happened to me was I was just stuck with way too much inventory. I was buying way more inventory than I needed, and as a result, I just expanded way too fast, and that lost me a lot of money. Clothing is extremely competitive, and if you start any type of clothing business, you want to be able to stand out. Without anything separating your company from all the other thousands of clothing companies out there, it's going to be very hard to do well. Charge was a bit too generalized. Like, I wanted to do guy clothing, I wanted to do girl clothing. It was just too much stuff. And as a result, I feel like I was spread thin. Focus maybe on one main product or 2 main products at the start. And if it does well, if you see that demand, that is when you can expand your line to, you know, joggers, to pants, to shorts, other stuff like that. And focus less on the details, you guys. I spent so many hours poring over my website, making sure that I loved it. But in reality, that all doesn't matter too much because what I was severely lacking was that marketing. And yeah, that is why I learned such a big lesson with this company, with this failure, that marketing is king and everything you need to do at first revolves around marketing. All right, my second failed business was MOAT Agency. And this was started by 2 friends and I out of college. It was basically a marketing agency that helped companies create campaigns for their advertising. It was supposed to be an all-in-one solution. I would create the videos, edit the videos, and create, you know, all the media, and my other 2 friends would handle the social media, the logistics, and all the planning. Simply put, this business failed because we were just not devoted enough to the company. None of us were really too keen on doing it. We had other things going on, and you know, it just really spread us thin. We also really did not have any idea what we were doing. Like, I remember pitching content ideas and campaign ideas to various companies and just not knowing what the hell I was talking about. We stopped this after doing a couple campaigns because we just didn't like the company and we didn't see it as a real business that we wanted to expand and devote all our time to. The lesson I learned here was to say no to some things. You know, if someone approaches you with an idea and you are sort of interested, but you're not that interested, you just have to know when you can say no and when to say yes to things. There are just too many opportunities in the world, and if you say yes to everything, then you won't get anything done. Also, you have to make sure that everyone is on board 100%, because if someone's not on board, then there really is no chance of the company doing doing well, and you better find some other partners. I mean, while it lasted, we were a pretty good team. MOAT agency was pretty good. And what I learned from this business was you want to find a team and designate people based on their strengths. Everyone on the team should not be a generalist. They should have their own specialty and do that specialty really well. All right, my third failed business was Generosity Fit, and this was a philanthropic clothing company that two friends and I were working on. The idea behind Generosity Fit was that we wanted to create custom tank tops and t-shirts for fraternities. We would basically pitch to fraternities at various colleges and ask if they wanted to buy maybe like 40 or 50 or 60 custom shirts with our custom designs on them. A portion of the sales would go to philanthropy, so that's kind of where the name came from. One reason why this failed is because we didn't think about the copyright for the fraternity logos. We didn't do enough research about the logistics of using the logos. And guys, what I learned is it's really expensive to use copyrighted stuff. And we all liked the idea, but we weren't super into it. It was more of a cool project that we all wanted to work on. The reason why we stopped doing this project, this business, was because one of our partners decided that he didn't want to invest any more time into this. He had other things going on, and that turned out to be the smartest decision ever. I actually learned a ton from Generosity Fit because it brought me into close contact with two other extremely valuable and successful entrepreneurs. Like working as a team with them, hopping on these calls with them. It's like surrounding yourself with other people who are like-minded, who have these great ideas and who want to get shit done. Energy like that is rare, and if you find people like that in your life, stick with them and grow with them as entrepreneurs. So I have to say I am still great friends with them. They both run successful companies. One of them is Richard Yu, and he runs a high performance training program that is just killing it. And the other guy is Jason Alvarez Cohen, and he runs a successful company called Popple, which basically lets you tap your phone to another phone and share your contact information with them. My fourth failed business was 20 Fitness, and this was a fitness education company that I started in college. It was supposed to be like a blog and YouTube channel for 20-something-year-olds who were into fitness. I set up the blog, I started writing fitness articles, I started recording videos for YouTube, but in the end I just felt super defeated and I scrapped the whole idea. Honestly, I just hated filming and talking to cameras too much to continue. Like, I'm literally gonna put a clip of me talking in one of my videos right here, and you can see that I just did not seem to enjoy it, and it was just super uncomfortable for me. I also did not enjoy filming my workouts. Like, I felt very awkward having a camera on me at the gym or pretty much anywhere in public. I would rate my effort on this project maybe like a 3 out of 10. I joined a special gym that would let me film, paid way too much money at the time. I definitely could not afford it. I didn't gain any traction, of course, and that is why I scrapped this business. I think at this time in my life, I was just not ready to vlog and film at the gym. I needed to start a little bit smaller. Like, I needed to start doing videos like this where I'm talking to a camera in the privacy of my home. From there on out, I could work my way up to actually filming in public, because that is a lot harder. Consistency really is king, you guys. Like, you have to keep doing things even if you don't think you're seeing traction. Like, I think if I had kept going with this, it might be a pretty good sized channel by now. And if I kept writing on the blog, then, the blog might be a pretty well-performing blog. But who knows, because I just did not stay consistent with it. I just stopped way too early. I was just too scared of people judging me. And you have to just realize that no one actually cares when you're doing something in public that you find embarrassing. Like, when you're talking to a camera, people see that, but they're not judging you. But yeah, you guys, no one actually cares. Just do your thing. No one's gonna judge you. And if they do, then, them. Just go for it and find inspiration and motivation from action. All right, my next failed business was CASTMARK Headshots, and this was the headshot branch of my photography company. One day I was like, why not make a dedicated headshot business? I kind of liked doing headshots at the time, and I was like, maybe one day I can grow this into a full-on studio with a location where I see clients every single day. All that. Yeah, so as you can tell, my head was all over the place on what I thought I wanted to do. This was after college, by the way, when I was juggling a million things. So CASTMARK was actually doing pretty well. Like, I had a Yelp page, I had a Facebook page, and people were booking me through those websites. What I learned from this business was that customer satisfaction is just so important. Like, if I made friends with the client, then they would for sure refer me to other people, and that really boosted my business. If I didn't make an effort to try and connect with that client, then it was unlikely that they would refer me to other people. So really, really network, you guys. Try and connect with people, try and make friends with them. And people find this genuine effort to be your friend, to connect with you, really attractive. It makes them happy, it makes them actually feel valued. So this can be applied to any business you're starting. Make sure the customer is happy and do everything in your power to make that happen. From this business, I also learned how to give people direction. If you didn't know, I've been doing photography since the age of like 13. So I've been doing it for a long time. And my photography style is just letting the other person do their thing, letting the model make their own poses and stuff like that. Some people like that, and some people did not. They asked for more direction. So this business taught me that I need to be a little bit more direct with my instructions, and I need to have an opinion on everything. If they said, does this look good? I had to have an opinion right then and there. The reason why this company failed was because I just realized I didn't like doing headshots. Like, it wasn't actually a real goal of mine to have a physical location, a physical studio in Los Angeles. The idea of it sounded really cool, but as you'll see with most of my failed businesses, it came down to me just not wanting to do it anymore. All right, my sixth failed business was the finance habit. And this was my first foray into the whole personal finance, entrepreneurship, investing sort of niche. I started this personal finance blog in 2018, and I just really wanted to teach other people the things I knew about personal finance, as well as the things that I was learning at the time. Like, this business really taught me that it was cool, and I really enjoyed sharing my knowledge and research with other people. I spent a lot of time finding the right software, building the WordPress site, hiring people to design the website, and all that stuff. On top of that, I was writing articles, coming up with new content ideas, and in the end, it was just really draining. This business failed because I was just not consistent enough at making content. Writing is something that I never particularly enjoyed. It was a skill that I never really wanted to work on. So that's why I didn't really have this internal motivation to keep writing. Now, you guys, if you're starting out a blog or you're starting out a YouTube channel, you really have to enjoy what you're doing. One of the reasons why I enjoy making YouTube videos over writing blog posts is because I like to work on my skills in front of the camera. Like, I hate being in front of cameras, you guys. You should see how I used to talk in front of a camera. It was just super embarrassing. And at the time, you know, I wasn't seeing too many results, and I was like, I don't like writing this much. I don't want to keep writing these articles that hardly anyone is looking at. So I stopped. And, you know, the biggest lesson for this is you need to be consistent even if you don't see results. This is gonna apply to any business that you start, because traction is hard to see. Like, traction might take a long time to reach. If you stop before getting to that tipping point, before you start seeing big results, then yeah, you'll never see the fruits of your labor, and that's just really sad. Another thing I learned from this is that creating content is very hard. It's time consuming, it takes a lot of energy, but it really is amazing because you learn as you teach. Like, teaching is one of the best ways to learn new things. And unfortunately, while this company didn't work out, I think it really sparked this lifelong interest in personal finance, like teaching it to other people. And I think that is what sparked the creation of this YouTube channel. All right, my seventh failed business was selling candy. And this was the first business I ever had in my life. I was in 6th grade. One day, my dad and I were browsing through Costco, and I saw all these candy bars on sale for like 33 cents each. And I was like, hey, I can resell this at school. So that was my first business. I bought these candy bars for 33 cents, sold them for 50 cents, and while I'm thinking about it now, I think I should have sold them for more like 75 cents or $1, and that would literally have tripled my profit. So yeah, I was the candy kid in my grade. Like, I always had candy in my locker, and during PE, during lunch, people would come up to me and buy candy from me. This business failed for 2 reasons. One was that I lost $20, and that was pretty much all my profits at the time. Like, think about it, if you're making 17 cents per candy bar, you'd have to sell 118 bars to make $20 of profit. I literally just lost that $20 bill, and I was just so discouraged by it. That plus the fact that the school was like, hey, you can't sell candy anymore. It's not legal. What I learned from this business is that you need to start early. Like, you can start anything, any side business, any side hustle. It really doesn't matter as long as you get started. That's what really creates that entrepreneur mindset that is going to help you for the rest of your life. And from then on out, like starting in 6th grade, that's when I really was starting to look for opportunities to make money everywhere. From there on out, everything was fair game. Like, I was always looking for things to buy and resell. I did lemonade stands at one point. I started getting into more profitable skills such as video production and photography. I really credit this super small business with making me a lifelong lifelong entrepreneur. And guys, that's why I'm so big on just starting your side hustle, just doing it and learning as you go. If you spend too much time prepping, you'll never do it. You'll get analysis paralysis and stuff just won't get done. Okay, my 8th and final business failure was called Revenge by Package. This was a Shopify store that I started a few years ago. I pretty much wanted to sell these embarrassing packages that people could order and prank their friends with. Basically, someone would order a fake package and they would choose an embarrassing custom sticker for me to put on the outside. Then I would ship the product to the person who was being pranked. And yes, I was fulfilling these from my bedroom. This was really inspired by Revenge by Mail. I don't know if that company is still alive today, but basically their company was very similar, but instead of packages, they sent out postcards. I was like, hey, postcards just normally go into people's like mailbox. No one sees it. Packages though, that's, left on the doorstep. That is what I think would be really funny. So I built the site, I made the templates, which were extremely embarrassing, bought the supplies, spent about 80 bucks on Facebook ads before I got my first sale. And then I was like, I'm just done with this. Now looking back, I'm like, why did I quit after only spending $80 on Facebook ads? Granted, yes, it was a lot more money back then, but guys, if you're starting any business, especially one that is really reliant on Facebook ads, you have to be able to front that money and not expect to get it back. Like creating a winning campaign is very difficult. Like it takes a lot of time and effort, and you will lose money building your first campaign. That's pretty much just a given. So yeah, a big failure was I just didn't spend enough money on marketing. Well, I tried to, but it didn't work and I just gave up. So this really emphasizes the importance of marketing and consistent marketing. Big lesson here is don't be scared of Facebook ads. Pay someone else to do them, learn them yourself, and spend a lot of effort doing them if your business is reliant on Facebook ads. To be honest, this was a pretty stupid idea. Like, I don't want to be known for having a company that ships out these fake prank packages to people. So yeah, one thing I would say is think bigger picture. Think about the long term. Make sure it's a business that you can see yourself doing. That's not to say every business you create has to be super long term. I really think that everything is a stepping stone, but just have your limits. So what do you guys think? If I can fail this many times at businesses and still come out ahead, hopefully that makes you a little bit less scared to start a business or a side hustle. Fear is the number one thing that is preventing so many people from living the life that they want. Fear instills inaction, and inaction results in stagnation and comfort. Comfort is one of the worst things to ever feel, especially if you're trying to level up continuously and impact the world. Like if you're trying to do those things, comfort is the last thing that you should have on your mind. Everything you do is going to be uncomfortable. That's just how it is. And yeah, talking about all these failures, it's not that comfortable for me and it sort of makes me sad. But on the bright side, I know that I wouldn't be the same person I am today without all these experiences. I hope I can inspire you guys to just go out there, start your side hustle or your business, and just enjoy the process. If you're meant to be an entrepreneur, then you will love it. Hey, if you guys like this video, which I hope you guys do because talking about all these failures is not something I always want to do, then make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe to my channel to see more videos just like this. I make a ton of content about personal finance, investing, and entrepreneurship. And if you want some free money, make sure to sign up for WeBull and claim your 2 free stocks worth up to $1,650. This is the app I use for investing and super easy to use, completely free, and it's very powerful. So I will include a link to that in the description below. Anyways, that's it for today. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.